I would lie not to say that we have this refugee situation and so on, and I thought we have to bring a director who is not speaking about refugees, but who is speaking about humanism, about the joy of life, although there is a very bad condition of life. And he is the director who has really seen the worst circumstances of human life personally, and he really conquered these circumstances with his characters. And there is almost no filmmaker around the globe with this contradiction in this concentration like in your work, Bahman. Congratulations for this.
Thank you so much.
Let me ask you,
Sorry, sorry for my English. I try to speak well. Can I ask you how many Iranian people there are here? Okay, خیلی خوش آمدید. And Kurdish people too. Okay, زور بخیرتون. Okay, بخیر بن.
We won't have the time to speak about all your work, because I know that your childhood and your circumstances, where you grew up, where you moved, have been very important for your work. And not all the people maybe know your biography. I would be very happy if you give us a view, a light on your not on your whole childhood, but where you really grew up and where you had to move at what time.
Okay, first of all, I have to tell you, I really have one biggest problem. Always I love to talk about my childhood. I don't know, I miss that time. So when you're telling me, you make me shy, you know. I love to talk about my childhood.
You don't need to.
I love it. I love it, to be honest. Last night I was with my friends, and I didn't let them to talk. I love to talk about past, because I'm still with the past. I believe this, the human living two times, till 40, 45, and after 40, 45. It was experience I had. Till 40, 45, you have to make a great memory. And after this age, you will live with your memory. If you make a good memory, never you don't be depressing or no negative energy, you will love it. And so I'm happy because with all of the problem we had, it was too great, so good. If you tell me one more time I come back to the world, I'm telling the God, please put me there, more darks. Because always this kind of painful, hard situation make you strong and give you the good memory. But you have to be smart. Use this kind of, I can say like this. Sometimes I calling the garbage memory. You have to be like the artist to use this kind of garbage or darkness memory and make it to the positive. We can see some artists they are searching to find garbage and make like the huge works. So I find out like that, and I wrote my first novel. I don't want to publish it with Persian because no chance to publish, and it's not a lot of people to read it. So I decided to publish it in English with my new film I'm doing now. It's about my childhood and the other my friends. I put all of them together. So my father was the police. He was the head of the police in the small town where I made A Time for Drunken Horses. Yeah, he hate art, he hate cinema, but he was a great artist. Yeah, he made me filmmaker, but he didn't want, but somehow I became filmmaker. He followed me all the time. He made me the great liar. I go somewhere to the cinema. When I go back, he told me at 6 o'clock you have to be at home. If I was at home like 5 minutes late, 5 minutes late, he asked me where you were. I said, I was in mosque. He said, what you did? I said, I pray. Pray for me. I don't know how you can pray, for example. So I learned to telling the story. And I remember once I smoked a cigarette. It's the first time in my life. When I go back, I wanted just to test it in the theater. So I smoke and I go back and my father said, why you are late 5 minutes? I said, I wanted to show him I have a problem, but I couldn't talk because of the smelling. I said, what's happened? He said, show me. I said, like impossible. He said, you have to show me. So, so open it. So when I open my mouth, I try to eat my 1 minute, 2 minutes. And he asked, which one? And come closer. And never, I cannot forget that moment. So never I didn't smoke cigarette because I love my father. Yeah. So he made me filmmaker. I have really great memory with this lovely guy. He passed away 15 years ago, but never he didn't see me to be successful filmmaker. He didn't see, but successful in this category. I'm not a successful filmmaker. So he didn't see my first feature film, but Mr. Abbas Kiarostami tried to put him in one of his movie. I was assistant and I play one role, but you cannot see me in that film, but I'm in the, what they call, Chachi Mishe Bacha. Yes, I was there, yeah.
It was the Wind Will Carry Us,
yeah,
right?
But when I was 18, my mom, my father left us, but it was a great gift because made us very, very strong, and I became the father. And my first film, it was like reflection of my life. The guy, the Ayub. I work 3 years. I stopped I couldn't study, and always I thought about my sisters to buy the notebooks, pens, and help them to continue the school. So without this kind of story with my father, I couldn't make time for Drunken Horse. It was a huge university for me, my father. So my mom supported me, but I can't see my father all the time. It is really good. And so he didn't want to play because Mr. Kiarostami wanted one role for him and one to my mom. In one part of the story, they meet each other again. So it doesn't happen because my father passed away in the first day of the shooting. Yeah, but he knew that about my short films. It was good, and he had 4 radio. I went to the village and he had 4 radio. So what do you want for radio? I said, this is Israel radio Persian, and this is BBC Persian, and this is always I'm in middle of them and waiting for your name. I said, oh my God. Yeah, he was great. So I'm alive now because of what he made for me. I didn't love him before, but I love him now. So it's always from the dead you can find the life. This has happened to me, and I'm really lucky guy to feel you're alive, you're born one more time.
After you have made Time of the Drunken Horses, how did your life change? How to imagine? Because you went to study film, and then you realized this film, and there is your childhood absolutely different to all what you made as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
So how did you handle this two lives?
Yeah. So I didn't learn the cinema from the university. I left university. I was in the university more than 8 years. Just because I wanted to stay in the place, خوابگاه دانشجویی چی میشه? The place give the university, students, yeah. Just I didn't have enough money to go to the rent apartment in Tehran. So this university was 4 years, but I make it longer, 8 years, just to be that building. So at the same time, I had to work for my mom because we rent the apartment, and I was the first son, and I should work. We are 7 children, brother and sister. So that time it was a good memory. It's not the bad. You know, I don't know. Sometimes I'm telling my story, and some people look at me like, I'm so sad for you. I said, don't be that, because I'm really, how can I say, with the great feeling talking about this. But I want to go back now, just now. Send me back to Tehran, again be the university. And 6 years I was in the kindergarten. And that time made me as like, taught me to work with the children very well. When I was alone, I tried to make the kids, how I can make the kids thinking, crying, laughing. So I learned very well, and it's so easy to work with the kids. It was a gift for me. If my father was alive and didn't separate it, so I no need to work in the kindergarten. So it's a huge gift to be in the kindergarten and fighting to find some money for it. So first of all, I want to tell you, never I didn't love cinema. I wanted just to choose one job to make some small money for my family, to pay the rent. So I selling the orange juice, quarter juice on the street. I had the $1. At the same time, when I was 28 kilo, my father sent me to be kushtigir. Kushtigir chi mishe? Wrestler, yeah. So 5 years I didn't like it. I said, my father put me just because he was worried to control me in that area. And our area was full of the drug guys. And he wanted to put me in the sport way to be strong and never don't touch the cigarette or something like that. So always I try to go to the place to sport very early. And it was closed. The door was closed, and one photography was closed in there near the building. And the guy, his name is Kamal. He calling me, hey, why you are under the sun? Come inside. And he showed me the dark room, red room. And I said, what is this? He said, come. And he showed me the way how photography is processed. And I said, that's really interesting. He said, do you want to come to the Abidar? It's a mountain in San Andaj. I said, yeah, I love it. He said, come, I have 24 frames. Take 12 for you, 12 for me. So the next week, when we took the photo, he invited me to the dark room again. And he showed me how my photos like. So he said, you have a great eyes. Why you go to sport like that? Go working and close that's boxing, selling the fruits. He said, okay, how can I work? How can I learn? He said, go to the library. It was a national library in the main street they call Ferdowsi in San Andaj. I go to take the photo, how we should take photos. I take it, and the other book was animation, and I took that one too. But I started that book, and it didn't let me to sleep. I love animation, dreaming. After 2 days, 3 days, I read 2-3 times. I got the one idea during the reading about football between national cigarette and international cigarette. And then I called my mom, I want to stop this job, but I need the box. So for what? I said, I want to make a stadium of the football. So she helped me. We searching to find the filter cigarette, and she washed it and painting all of them. And she asking me, how you can make money with this job? I said, let's see what will be happen. So we make it, we find the 8mm camera, and then one guy Kamal and one of his friends, he working shooting the video for the wedding ceremony. So we made the film, and we didn't know where we have to make a negative to the positive. It was 8mm. So find the place in Tehran, and he helped me. That guy, his name is Faridun. I hope he could be alive. And he showed me how we put the music on it. No studying in the film, but put the music, and they said, okay, what can I do? It was small role. I said, okay, there's a young film festival. And I sent it, and I got the first prize, the best animation. They gave me the 3 plaque, and I gave it to my mom. My mom said, just go and continue the cinema. So the cinema chose me. It was like that, because still no school in San Andaj, in Kurdistan, to go to study cinema or photography. But the time for go to process. I made one documentary for mayor in San Andaj, Zendegi dar meh, live in the fog. Live in the fog, live in the fog. I knew the fog, but I didn't live in the fog. But that film opened the door to me. And after that film, I made more than 45 short films for the TV, for the young cinema, for a lot of places in Kurdistan, $100, $50, something like that. I made a lot, but no great script, no great acting. But I learned just to use the camera with, it was nothing. I'm not scared of the camera now because of that process. So I made this film. I went to the location and made this film, and then I find out this is a fantastic story to make one fiction film. And the next month, I wrote one page. It was there, 1 page, and following to find the promotion from the Ministry of Culture. They didn't give me, but thanks to Mr. Mohajerani, he helped me a lot. He pushing his assistant, who was a manager of the censorship or cinema, something like that. So they let me to make a film. They gave me 10 million Toman. It was $10,000 that time. And we wanted to make together. I went to that location to make that film, A Time for Drunken Horses, no script. And I knew these people, I knew that village because I was there when I was kids during the war. So I said, hey, go just make a film about these kids. During the shooting, I find new kids. I put it in the script. In the middle of the shooting, I find one guy who gave the alcohol to the horse. I take this idea and put it in the film and put it on the title. So everything I was like the hunter to take the idea from the people and happen A Time for Drunken Horses. But how I find the budget? Till that film, I decided with my mom, all of the money or prizes, I find it, she take it. And then just the diploma and the other stuff, I take it to my apartment. So my mom, I didn't know that. She collect all the money. It was $40,000. One of the huge one was from the Clermont France. So during the shooting, my mom find the money. I said, how you find this money? But later she told me, I keep this money from the few years you made short film, and then somehow we became the producer for the film. We gave back the money, 10,000 to the government, because they pushed me, you have to finish the film very soon. And I couldn't because the first winter was not enough for snowing. So I stopped the project and I shoot the last scenes, 2 or 3 scenes, in the next year. So because of this problem, thanks God, they're pushing me, Farabi Foundation, you should send the film to the Fajr Film Festival or you have to stop the contract. So I stopped the contract and I'm waiting for the next year, and the film became, thanks God, successful and opened the door for me for the next film and next film, third, till now I'm here.
And everything is very real in Time of the Drunken Horses. It seems to be a documentary, but it is absolutely feature. How can we imagine the circumstances during the shooting? Seems to be so real. So it was just real. Yeah. And to feed the horses with alcohol was real. And all.
You're right. You're right. Iran is the one of the, I can say like one of the top 3 countries you can find 1,000 stories in the same times because of the history we have and many things. And the Kurdistan, especially Kurdistan, is one of the top part in the world. We have more than 1,000 stories in the one moment. And when I make a film, when I go to the street, taxi driver, the guy who's selling the tea, everybody calling me, hey, you make that stupid film, A Time for Drunken Horses. I have a great one, great idea. I said, oh, don't telling me. And the people fighting for me because they said, this is not the really good film. But they said, this is very real, it's good, but we have terrible story, come. I said, no, don't tell me. And for many years, I hear a lot of story from the people. I feel one mountain is on my shoulder, and I couldn't leave because night by night, one of the story, I said, okay, write the one story. I call one of the co-writer, hey, Kateb, come and work on this. Okay, how much? 10 million. Okay, 10 million for the next day. The other writer come working on the other story. And I have more than, I can say, not the exaggeration, maybe more than 50 scripts. Still, I couldn't make it, and I am searching to find one like Kurdish filmmaker who want to make one of this script. Night by night, day by day, you find the new and very strong story. So I came from the story land. You don't need to waiting for 1 year and working on the script. Yeah, put the muddy, the small boy, front of the camera is a story. The one boy going to the Iraq and come back, this is a story. You have a beginning of the story, like a script, middle, he's in mountain, the end is Iraq, and he has to come back. It's so easy to write one script at the same time when you shoot the film. And as I told you, my father made me the great liar when he asked me where you were, and I made one story like that. Yeah. For example, I have one friend, he was a great guy. Because of the accident, he passed away like more than maybe 15, 20 years ago. He was a dark guy, but so poor. He didn't have enough money maybe to eat well. He looks like drug guy. When he's coming, my father, hey, be careful. Don't don't talk to this guy. I said, why, father? He said, I know, I was in police office. I met 1,000 people like them. I know I said, no, he don't smoke cigar. I said, no. When I said no, I said, okay, no. So I met him in the different way. I couldn't tell my father. But that stupid guy, who was my friend, he's coming and he knew that, how my father is. I said, hey, when you're coming, I told him, just come and be very, chic, very gentleman. And if my father asking you something, just you say, okay, I want to go some good places, like library or something like that. So one day he's coming, and my father was a real Muslim, but it's not it's a Saudi, very simple way. Yeah. The guy is coming and see my father. I was behind the wall, and he said, excuse me, Mr. Ghobadi, where is Bahman? And he said, Bahman will come maybe in 10 minutes. I said, okay, can I go to the mosque and pray a little and come back? He said, yes, please go. And then when I go, my father said, hey, this is the fantastic guy. You have to stay with him, and you have to work with him. So in this way, we became the small liar, and we writing the story. So when you put me somewhere like here, and give me the cameraman, one soundman, few people, and in 1 or 2 months, really so easy to make one story and telling the story. The problem I have is a story. So it's too much. You have to be, a little bit light, not heavy about the story. So I made that documentary, Flag Without Country. And it was 165 minutes, but full of the story. I took it out. Still, the people tell me this is fiction film. I said, not really. This is the true, and it's a documentary about one guy who made the plane, and the other girl she's a singer. So I knew that it's not just me. We have more than 1 million Bahman just in Kurdistan, in Iran. They have 1,000 great story, more than me. So we have a story. We are not empty. We are rich, but we are not the rich to make it, to transfer to the positive, put it on the screen. The Kurdish problem is this. We have a lot of document, but we are not smart. Our leader is not smart to work on the culture, cinema, to telling the story. One about Halabja, about Sardash, about Sanjal, about Kobani, about the Alan, the boy who died in the sea. We have 1,000 stories like that. If you have it, one of them, you make 10 films about one kids. So we have 1,000 kids. We don't have the stuff to make one film because no system. No country in Kurdistan. I'm not with this idea to make a country we call Kurdistan for part of the Kurdistan. I love Iran. I love Iranian map. I don't want to be really separate of Iran. I learned cinema because of Iranian culture, but I fight with the system who look at the Kurds as like the second level. I'm fighting to be in the federally living in Iran. But if they don't give me, maybe the next step is fighting to be separate, but I don't want to be separate. But I want to live well like the other part, like the Shia people, like the other people. But the Shia, these people have a problem too with the system. I don't want to talk about the politics, but I want to give some audience who don't know the Kurds. So in Syria, you want to go to work with the Kurds, no Kurdish foundation in there. In Turkey, impossible. In Iraq, we have small hope now. We call Kurdistan Hukumat Iqlim. It's a small government, Kurdish government in there. Now I am fighting to have a country in north of Iraq we called Kurdistan, because I was there 4 years all the time. I saw when the ISIS attacked one Arab, the Shia area, the Shia moved to Lebanon and Iran. When they attack Sunni, they moved to the Arab places. But when they attack Kurds, the Kurds no home. Because many Kurdish people come as like refugee to here. So if some country like Germany, I don't know what they call, the NATO, the US, if they were smart, they could make one country before that's problem in Kurdistan, in Iraq, North Iraq. The Kurds from Syria, if they knew that we have a country we call Kurdistan, they moved there not to come to Europe. So I'm fighting now for that. The Kurds have to have a small home.
Could you give shortly an impression how it happened that you are not in Iran anymore? It happened with the film Nobody Knows About Persian Cats. And there is an interesting story concerning the language.
For that, all the time when I go back from any of the film festival, for example, Tiltas Can Fly, I made it, and they said, "What is this film?" I said, "Oh, this is the anti-the-war. I'm really talking the bad way with the U.S. Why they are sending? You have to give me the flower. You have to put the red carpet, but you invite me to the وزارت اطلاعات بچه‌ها security, yeah." Yeah, all the time they're calling me because I'm a Sunni and because I'm a Kurd. And one day, one of the guys said, "Hey, Bahman, don't take our time and don't take your time. The best idea, take your suitcase and go." I said, "Hey, I want to work in there." Mu'addabane, somehow, with the respecting, they told me just leave. So somehow something happened. I don't want to tell the detail the story. And something happened with my partner in there and put her in the jail and something. More pressure, and then I knew that indirect you have to go. So before this film, no chance to show it because I wanted to be like the other filmmakers who showed the film in the theater. So I said, okay, make the other one. And then I had the other project, 60 Seconds About Us, about the one hanging guy. It was a writer. So 6 months they showed me the paper. That stupid guy, Miss Arbabi, his name is Arbabi. He said, "Hey, this is your permission." I was like the kids, I wanted to take it. He said, "Hey, it's here. Go continue your work." I go for pre-production. I pay a lot of money. So the last week I wanted to shoot, he said, "No, impossible." So I decided to make one Persian movie, not because of the regime, because of the Iranian people. Because many of them, they thought I'm a Kurdish guy who want to be separated. And then I wanted to show them, no, I have a respect for you guys in Iran. And I wanted to be different than the other filmmaker. I decided to make one different style and to offer the new style of the cinema without the promotion. It was no one knows about Persian cats. I made it 17 days without the promotion, with the 6 people following and visiting some location and show the underground life in Iran. And I wanted to tell the new generation, hey, we can make this kind of movie. At the same time, I wanted to tell them, especially my friends, I said, I'm really not this guy who want to be separated. But first I will fight for my right. The second, fighting for the federality. If, again, they cannot be nice with me, so the third step, I want to be separate. No time for me. I want to live a little bit, live well. You should have a country. We have a flag, but you don't have a country. It's mean all the time you find your land, you find your country, and then you build the flag because of geography, culture. So Kurdish people have a flag, but no country. It's mean they had it. Somehow now they are missing, and they have to find it. So if the Iranian regime knows that is a small hope happening in North Kurdistan, I think they have to give the Kurds and Sunni, the Baluch, the other religion, rights to live in the same level, all of them. So no one don't be separated. As soon as possible, they have to do it, because I'm sure this year or next year will happen in Kurdistan they build their country, yeah, for sure. But if Turkish and Irani and Arab countries want to be smart, they have to give the good opportunity, good time to the Kurds in this country, and no one don't want to be separate, because more border, more war. The biggest problem in Middle East is because of the land, because of the border. So if Iraq became 3 countries, I'm sure in a few years will happen more war. But the Kurds is a completely different story. I think they cannot attack any country. Impossible. Just they want to defend. That's Film Flag Without Country say like this, because never they didn't buy the gun. The gun, they find it from the Iranian regime, Turkish regime, Arab regime. They collect very simple guns just to defend their people. And one of the things I fighting in the camps, when you go there, you can see the many kids, especially in the summertime. They are under the sun, and I know how they are angry. They look at you like that. There's a kid, 5 years, like this. I said, hey, don't move your legs. Okay. Yeah. And then in 10 minutes, 1 hour, when I'm with them, they are okay. But I know, with no school, no magazine, no stuff to play it. So they grew up with the angry. So the time is so fast. Who is 7 years old now? In 10 years became 17 years old. So that's people have a lot of pain, a lot of story. So they want to find the gun and they want to make one new group. So new war, new ISIS, new this. And I should go back and make Tiltus Can Fly 2, Flag Without Country 2. So nothing changed, nothing happened in Kurdistan. So after A Time for Drunken Horses, I said, okay, good, we made one international movie, somehow will be changed. But now the situation is worth more than that time. Doesn't happen anything. More mine and more of these kids, more. So no control. And every day one of the kids or adult goes on the mine or shooting with the soldier on the border. Every day, minimum one person. So for me, the world should be the paradise. But sometimes it's really terrible because the human, we are not smart. One of the biggest mistakes is God exists, is made the human. Because the human changed the world, changed the system. You love my films, my actor in the film, because we are human. But what they gave you, the media, is a completely different. So something is between two people, between West and East, and we have to delete it. We have to be directly talking with the culture and art is a huge thing, but the politics always is put the people in the wrong way. The pure cinema is without the language. You have to understand me. If I'm coming here 1 hour and we look at each other, believe me, we will understand each other. If I show you my feeling, if I'm doing this, if I'm doing this, you will understand. So I love pure cinema is no dialogue. So I'm anti the language, different languages. And the one of the border, human made it is a language. As I told you, each border, from the religion, from this made more war. Look at the religion, we play with the religion. Catholic, Islam, Shia, Sunni, this, just border. We hate each other because of the religion. But we forget that we came from the one religion, and I call love religion. The human came to the world with the love religion, but we forget it. In the beginning, they teach us in the mosque, in the church, the other places, you are Catholic, you are Muslim, you pray like this, you pray like this. So what is this? So we should do something, but we cannot do it because we are not. The human is not smart. If human was smart, we build a world, the earth is in the great way. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. We have to work just on the culture, on the art, and then we can be very successful. We can show us to the world. No way, not the speeching. Go and like the politic people and say, I'm a Kurd, I need my country. No, just the art, music, theater, books, cinema. With this kind of stuff, we can show our problem. This is because I said we are not smart. And not just because we are not smart. The different thing, they didn't let Kurdish people to learn.
That's
yeah, I know that.
Yes.
I know. But always, we cannot wait, always. The people teach us. 50% our problem, we are lazy because I said Tiltus Can Fly. I think the Kurdish is like Tiltus. We have always something as like the shell on our shoulder. مثل لاک پشتاییم خیلی یواش میریم یه چیز سنگین همیشه داریم مثل آواره ها. So we walking very slowly, but we have to jump. The jump way is the culture way, is the art way. Who work on this is they win. Who work on the other different thing never. خیلی عقبیم. عقب ما رو نگه داشتن. باشه 50 درصد. Okay, I believe this. They didn't let us to like Iraqi people, 35 years, the Saddam didn't let them to study in the school. So we cannot say they are stupid people. No, they're lovely people. I didn't see great people as like Kurdish Iraqi in my life, especially Erbil. I love these people. But you cannot judge them why you are like that, why you don't think like German people. No, they built it. The German built it. They had terrible time in the first war, second war, so they made it. So we have to learn from them because we have an example now. It's Germany, it's Japan, so we should to work hard. So 50% is our problem, and 50% is the Kurdish, the Iranian government, Turkish government, Arab country didn't let the Kurds to build their, not the home. Home is a mentality, the culture, education is art. So 99% of the filmmakers and artists, not just cinema, theater, music, books, who writing the book, writer, painter, we have a problem. We don't know how we can show it and sell our project because we want to continue. We want to go to the next step, next book, next painting, next photography, next film, next theater. So no more foundation. After 2000, you know that. Many of the companies, special distribution, they closed the company because after 2000 something happened after the 9/11. Especially with the Arabic, Kurdish, Persian subtitle, is no big market, no good market for the cinema, and especially for the independent cinema, especially in Europe too. They pay like 2-3 million euro for the small movie in German. They cannot sell it like 100,000-200,000 euro. So the foundation helped them. ZDF pay it, Arte pay it, Berlin Foundation pay it, Ministry of, in many kind of foundation, they find the money. The bank help them. So, and they can sell it in some TV before they make it. So in Middle East is no chance for that. Just small foundation they call Qatar Doha Foundation, just supporting the Arab films. So the one of the problem, especially we have, in the beginning, we don't have one small foundation to support one small movie. And I have a small name. If I come here, I can make a movie after 1 year. And now I'm going to US because I knew that, but I fight with myself because I didn't want to leave Kurdistan because I'm a Kurd. I know this area, I know this geography, I know these people, I know the story there, like this. But I don't know why I'm going to US because they have 1,000 good filmmakers. But I don't know the culture in there, I don't know the language in there, so. But they give me this opportunity. I said, okay, let's go. Maybe some like ministry culture in Kurdistan or some people knew that, okay, why Bahman have to make a film in there? So I want to go there and because I cannot wait. But 4 years I was in Kurdistan, just I made one film, Flag Without Country, with a low budget. So if I want to make the good film, strong film, and you can sell it, the minimum budget for the independent film is like 1.5 million or 2 million, but impossible to find it. So if I stay there, I make after 4 years one more documentary, not more. So the time is so fast. You cannot be always strong, young, full of energy. So I want to use that energy I have and shoot the film in outside of Kurdistan now. But the good thing is, my subject is about the Kurd. There's a Kurd, one Kurd in America, the other Kurd, the Iranian in Germany. So still I'm searching to find ourselves in the outside. Maybe the other subject is about the refugees who live in exile, as like me, in outside of their country, our country.